Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another fun and exciting video. I am so happy you could join us on this early morning. And my name is Brian. In today's video, I'm basically just telling you all about myself, my background, my history, hopes, goals, dreams, and anything else that comes to mind. So I think it's very important that not just any viewer, but any future employee get to know their leadership and get to know their mindset and what they're thinking, what they want to achieve. And that's really all this video is designed to do. Sorry about my voice today. Allergies are killing me. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, I apologize for the monologue, but I kind of hope you enjoy the presentation. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and send us an email. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you all about how to support my work, my efforts, and developing this wonderful company of mine. So, at this point in time, I've got just over 15 years of overall, let's just call it first responder experience. I've also done security a little bit off and on. I am a Marine. I did 4 years total, 3 combat tours overseas, um, mostly to Afghanistan, but also kind of bounced around in some of the region because other people wanted to do bad things in other places. You can see, let's see here, this is my retirement plaque over here. That's my rifle qualification up there in the corner, the ribbons and all the knot and all the fun stuff. And then down here, I can't be a contortionist today. That's my boot camp photo back when I was thin and young. So anyway, I used to be a fire academy instructor. I used to teach the um, I used to teach ventilation, evoc, and now I'm drawing a blank. And vehicle rescue. I was also an assistant EMS instructor, mostly a slide rater. Sorry. Gotta have your slides, gotta have your hours for national certification. So I was a field training officer for both fire and EMS in different agencies once upon a time. I did roughly 3 years of overall dispatching, and which includes 911, convalescent, and medical helicopters. And I had a CDL for about 4 years. I did tour buses, long distance, mostly from DC to New York or um, interstate, and I've been all over the East Coast doing that. These are just a variety and a smattering of places that I've worked. Some will sound familiar, such as Med out of Oak Ridge, AMR out of Knoxville, Unicoi County out of Self-Explanatory. Some of them will not. So, like most people don't know about New Hanover. That's in the Outer Banks coastline of North Carolina. Havelock was the local department right outside Cherry Point, where I was stationed. That I ran with as a volunteer to keep my experience going. Prince William is Northern Virginia, along with OWL is inside Prince William. Ambulance service Bristol, convalescent private service out of Bristol, Virginia, and then, Marines, because I'm proud of that. All right, so my early years, I started as a volunteer in high school um, in the Northern Virginia area. It was the capital or nation's capital area response team or something, response district, something, some acronym like that. Honestly, I don't know if it's changed. I've been out of that area for quite a while, but it was something to that effect. Anywho, I started off in Dale City with them because they were right around the street from my high school. That was Station 20, which, as far as I know, is still a part of Dale City's area. I mean, department. So I initially got my fire certs back in high school. That was the summer of '08. I ventured into light response duties. That was mostly in-house training by Prince William County so that I could respond to vehicle accidents, person down an embankment, some of the not quite so heavy rescue back then. Prince William County was a combination department. It was career during the day, volunteers, nights, weekends, holidays, and I was primarily running out of Station Two on the northeastern half of the county. We bumped right up against the bridge that goes into, what is that, Gunston something, Gunston Road, and the Fairfax County landfill, and a few others um, on that side of the county on the 95 corridor. For those of you interested. So I was a Marine. I joined right after high school. I graduated in 2010. I was in boot camp that um, later that year, and I graduated the following February, March, something like that. I know that I was in my unit in April, and we left summer 2011 for my first deployment. I did 3 overall combat deployments while I was in. I started off on the logistics side. My MOS was 0431 embarkation specialist, and because of my mentor and my drive, ability to learn things like that, I made it up to the logistics operations chief for the unit, and then based on what I could do and how good I was and all of that, that's kind of what got me sent around the world. Um, it was me. It was one of I was the enlisted um, chief, for lack of a better phrase. I had one guy under me to teach, educate, and train, and then I had generally 2 officers um, as the officer side of the leadership, and then I would educate them and they would help us, and it was a very symbiotic relationship. While I was doing all of that, I developed a lot of long-term planning skills, critical thinking abilities, and things of that nature. Very flexible, very analytical, very capable of identifying a problem, fixing a problem, things like that. When we were not deployed, I ran with the local department that was right outside our gate so that I could try to maintain some of my fire experience. And one time we were in Bagram, Afghanistan, our work area was right up against the hospital and right across from the Army dust-off medevac helicopter landing pads. And then on the other side of the helicopters was an ARF station that was run, I think, by the Air Force. So I got to work with them um, from time to time as well. So I was stationed in North Carolina. I ran in North Carolina, as I just mentioned, while I was in. When I got out, I went to Hanover County, which is the city of Wilmington, the Outer Banks type of area. And they gave me a lot of swift water training, a lot of waterborne operations experience, and I just kind of did that. I mean, I was a fire guy, rescue guy, kind of just an everything guy for a little while. And that was on the fire side. On the EMS side, I worked in the hospital as an ER tech, and I was on their trauma team for helicopters and things. They had a critical care ambulance at the time, and I drove that occasionally whenever, they would need somebody with experience. That's also why I had a CDL back in the day. Or I mean, that's what got me interested in getting my CDL. And then we did 911 for New Hanover County. Um, it was a combination of zone-based and system status management. They operate in a zone structure, so sometimes if the city's real busy, you're hanging out at a gas station and you'll hear something like zone 2 traffic um, as your descriptor, and then you would just start heading that way while dispatch is getting all the information for a proper dispatch. And they operated with mostly 12-hour shifts in that regard. And then after that, I came back to Virginia because of some family related issues. Well, not issues, just family. Let's just call it that. So then I got back with Prince William part time. I worked out of OWL on the eastern half, stations 2, 12, and 14 primarily. Occasionally Dale City, occasionally Dumfries, depending on staffing requirements at the time. We were a 911 based EMS system, so they are station based, and it was super fun. Because of my experience, I was an easy candidate for attendant in charge and FTO. I was mostly in charge of the volunteer training schedule, volunteer um, EMS checkoffs, things like that. And then, of course, we moved to Tennessee, and I needed quick employment, so I got with Bristol Ambulance Service of Bristol, located on the Virginia side of the line, and continued everything seamlessly in that regard. We did move to Tennessee because of the high cost of living um, in Northern Virginia. So Tennessee is mostly EMS, and this is probably where I'm preaching to the choir, but bear with me. Um, Over the years of just all of my life, I now have pretty severe back and knee problems, so that kind of, threw fire out of there, out of the running. I ran with a few of these departments and agencies in the area that probably sound familiar to y'all. And we lived just outside of Johnson City, so I did the Ballad medical helicopter dispatching for a short time. Sometimes full time, sometimes part time is what it is. And we're running out of time already. So this is just some extras about me. This is the company that I did tour buses for. We got 5 of these brand new Van Hools to use, and they were super fun to drive DC to New York and back. And these are the 2 colleges that I attended throughout the years. And then, I forgot that I included in this. So when I got out, I was an E4, a corporal in the Marines. This is a C-5 Galaxy. It is my favorite cargo aircraft in the Air Force because somehow they only break in the best locations ever. So we got a 2-week vacation in Spain. That was fantastic. Here's my MOS once again. For those of you, who are interested, 0431 is what I did. And this is just a kind of a descriptor of what I did. These are, the side nets for a pallet. Basically, my job was to figure out how many pallets we needed, what could go on them, weight, height, and all the other various restrictions, how to secure it, whether it be nets, straps, chains, etc., and then how many pallets per plane overall. It was a very fun job. I enjoyed it very, very much. So this is the ambulances or that we had at the time when I was there. Extended Cab International with a 14-foot Horton box. Very fun to drive. Station 2 is Collapse Rescue Boat 512, which was in the marina. We didn't use this one a whole lot, but it was available. And then I got cross-trained into Heavy Rescue, and that's the rescue that Station 2 was assigned back in the day. So when I was running with New Hanover County, we ran um, Kenworth chassis. This is the only agency I've ever been with that ran medium duty Kenworths, and that was a really fun experience. Very intense light structure, very fun vehicle overall to drive. New Hanover's critical care unit back at the time, and just a random picture of the agency. I don't know these people, or at least I don't think I know these people. Again, back in North Carolina, we had a variety of rescues, and I did a small amount of rescue experience, but I was mostly a truck guy on a straight stick, and um, and just your traditional city engine. So a lot of my experiences in Northern Virginia. So this is the newer platform, um, but mostly I was running a straight stick at OWL. This is the new engine that they bought shortly after I left. Um, is a custom Seagrave, a Miramed, long distance psych transports, and Ballad in their heart medical helicopter program, if anybody cares. All right, I'm going to change screens for a bit. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. I don't really know what happened, but this should be relatively quick. So, if you would like to support us, this is how you do it. So, we need a lot of financial support, unfortunately, in order to create the several companies, buy apparatus, hire employees, and offer benefits. I hate to say it, we have to have money. We'll put all of the people who donate on our website, which we'll get to in just a second, so that you can see who wants to be anonymous and who doesn't. When you go to our website, which is on your screen, this is the website. Obviously you'll be on the home screen, but this is the overall website design and color scheme. If you'd like to donate, just go to the donate tab and follow the prompts at the bottom. Again, if you would like to request a video, there's a $5 donation attached. This will show me that you're serious about wanting a video, and I will film those and put them out on our social media so that you can watch the videos that you have requested. Super Chats, this is an in-house DIY way of allowing you to interact. Eventually, we're going to be doing live streams, town halls, things like that. In Super Chats, $20 or more will be read, discussed, and answered on screen. The lesser dollar amounts, probably not so much. But if it's interesting, you never know. We have a Give, Send, Go program going on. Again, just Knox County EMS. This is a long-term plan, but it's basically an outside subscription service so that people can support us on a monthly basis with recurring payments. And these different metal plans, for lack of a better phrase, comes with different benefits as well. But this is all being tweaked. It's not finalized. Social media. You probably found us on YouTube, but we also have a Rumble, which we'll show you here in just a minute, along with Facebook and Instagram. Join us over there. This is our Rumble account. Just search our name and look for the logo. Same thing with YouTube. Search our name and look for the logo. Once again, this is our Facebook community that I'm trying to grow. If you go to pages, I'm pretty sure it's Facebook pages, search the name, look for the logo, and join our little community. We also have Instagram under this name as well. So Tennessee Public Safety Group and Knox County EMS are one and the same, but the names are subject to change because I don't know if I can keep using Knox County officially long term, but at least in the beginning it'll show you the intent. You can email us, and the email has been on both screens the entire time, and I've already talked about the other two, and honestly that's pretty much it. So I know this video got kind of long, and I'm only somewhat sorry about that. Hopefully this gives you some insight into what I've done and who I've worked with in the past. Um, and yeah, I honestly don't know what else to say. So all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell all your friends. We're trying to grow our community. We're trying to get an organic grassroots movement going to get AMR out of town. And I want to be the one to do that, and I want to bring quality back to the region. If you haven't seen the overview video that I filmed, it's episode number 1. Go back in the channel and watch that. Other than that, I hope you have a safe weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.